Hello and welcome back to another episode of the EFL Fantasy Podcast. My name is Jamie.
My name is Angus.
My name is Dan.
And this is going to be a very quick turnaround podcast. We are recording on Thursday night. Deadline is tomorrow. So we're just going to go through our scores from midweek. Just anything quick segment like we did at the weekend regarding midweek fixtures, and then we're just going to go straight into the Twitter questions. And I think that should cover everything. Right, we'll get straight into it. How did we get on this week? I'll start with you, Angus. You smile.
Yeah. Thank you to everyone who liked the tweet about my pain. I should start off by saying it was a decent score this game week. It's just, that tweet lays out how much better it could have been. So I did get 92 points.
I'll take that, I would.
O'Leary in goal for 4, Drame 10, Ayling 6, Giannoulis 1, Davis 16, Somerville 12, Smodix 2, Dewsbury Hall 17, Clark 3, Rutter captain for 18, and Adam Armstrong vice captain for 3. I did have Cladke's 8 on the bench. Thank you to Bristol City for conceding Rotherham's first shot on target in the last 5 minutes. Siriki Dembele's 16, which, was a particularly painful one, particularly because I'd had him come on for 1 pointers the last 2 games, and the one time he doesn't come on is when he hauls big, and Hume's 6 also on the bench.
Yeah, it's that painful, Angus, I have to laugh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was just sat there, particularly when it was things like I was going to vice-captain Dewsbury Hall and vice-captained Adam Armstrong instead. Sold Fleming's 16, of course, that was the other thing, in there. All good stuff, but I'm inside the top 1K now. The comeback is on.
And it will be the greatest comeback in fantasy football history if you do. Dan, how did you get
on? So I got 85. I rolled my transfer. Didn't score that well with my captain or vice. I had Piroe for 4 and Jack Clark for 4. Dieng 7, Stacey 2, Manning 9, Davis 16, James 1, Somerville 12, 11 for Sarah, 17 for Dewsbury Hall, and Godwin for 2. I got Red Arrow down to 104th, but probably playing my last boost next game week, so hopefully I can get back inside the top 100.
Yeah, Red Arrow for me as well. I went down from, 36th to 83rd, 87 points in total. Captain Vales, I brought Adam Armstrong back against my own team, captained him for 4 points, vice-captained Hardy for 3, then the rest of the players wasn't that bad. Hadaki 8, Davey 16, Ayling 6, double Southampton defence in Manning and Walker Peters 9 each, James 1, which was disappointing, Clark 3, Sarah 11, Dewsbury Hall 17. It's an okay week really, but considering those boosts played and stuff, mostly home advantage, I was always going to get a red, so it's not too bad. And then the podcast team, Angus?
That's a very good question. I haven't got the team up, but I think we scored about 85 points and finished last this game week. So
yeah, well, let's not talk about that then.
Yeah.
Right then, quick 5 minutes then before we get into the Twitter questions. Anything that springs to mind regarding the midweek games?
So I was just going to briefly discuss Leeds.
Yeah.
So obviously people have been looking at Leeds assets. I did sit and watch their game against QPR. QPR were poor. I'll start with that. But I think it's crystallised for me, and it's not just because they're in my team, and it's one of the few good things about my team. But I think the one thing that's crystallised for me is in terms of Leeds assets, whether you have a third or not is debatable, but the two right now are Rutter and Somerville. Basically everything good they do involves at least one of them. And, I mean, Piroe, it's the second game in a row. I mean, I've watched Leeds' last 2 games where his second touch has been a tackle. So just to reassure people who are on him that it's not to be outdone. I mean, I know I own him, but Luke Ayling at least twice attempted to control the ball and kicked it out for a goal kick. So there is that. After having not started for 2 games before that, and Dan James obviously being benched for Jaden Anthony. A lot of people felt a start was coming for Anthony. He was decent enough. I'm not sure he sort of really made a strong claim for a starting spot. So if people are looking at going to him, I wouldn't necessarily be jumping for that now either. For those who are on Ethan Ampadu, nothing's really changed. You know what you're getting there. He's going to play. He's not going to do much by way of returning, but he will play reliably. You've got Stroud, you've got Byram, who are the 2 defenders that it seems like will play. It's just whether you really want to go with them. So for me, it's just after watching that, Rutter and Somerville seem like the real standouts there.
I agree. I think it's a bit. Me and Dan were speaking while we're waiting for you to come on. We'll just discuss, it's going to be a bit of a nightmare. I think we're going to expect rotation because Dan owns James and Somerville. I've got James, not Somerville, and I said I had a feeling one of them was going to be benched, and Anthony would get that start. And obviously it was my player, which was more expected than Somerville. Is it one of them? Do you just hold on to because when they do play, they can be explosive, or is the rotation risk an issue?
It's certainly an issue. I would say it's more of an issue if you're a Dan James owner, just because Somerville, additionally, when he plays, he's on all those set pieces. And talking to someone again during the QPR game, his corner delivery is so good that it's just another thing in his favour, which also, for me, means it's probably more likely that he will stay in the team. But it does mean that, even if he's on in limited time, it feels like he has slightly more ability to return. So particularly with Somerville, I just hold through. Dan James, I'm less convinced about sort of just holding him.
Okay. Dan, anything from you from the midweek games?
I think I'd like to talk about Ipswich. Obviously, Davis with 2 assists. Broadhead was on the bench but wasn't needed, so I guess we'll have to wait for the pressers. It's quite a big news story with Broadhead because a lot of us probably want to play him as part of a boost. So hopefully we'll find out with more information. But like normal, they sort of spread the goals around. Chaplin got another. Wes Burns scored. Harness also scored. So yeah, that's a good result because Hull hadn't lost. I think they had the longest unbeaten run going into that game week. Yeah, that's basically it. I think Ipswich don't seem to be slowing down at the minute.
No, there's a bit of a gap forming now with Leicester and Ipswich into the rest. And it's probably a bit disrespectful for me to say that it'll be interesting to see if Ipswich can stay there. But based on what we've seen so far this season, there's no reason why they can't do that. Leicester, though, obviously coming out 3-0 winners against Preston. Dewsbury with 2 goals. Big for the Gaffr community. Big for those who played a boost this week, either midfield dynamos or home advantage. That's a really good haul from him. Something else that I noticed, I've just been looking at and I've completely forgot. West Brom came through for Angus after he mentioned him on the weekend's pod. Swift with 12, Wallace with 10. The back 4 all getting clean sheets. Bartley with 9 points. So their game with Birmingham will be interesting. I think if Swift can return in that, I think a lot of people will be looking at him even more so now. And then one for me is Southampton. Obviously, I watched the game. We played them at home. Very impressed by them. Wasn't I don't think it would be the best performance, but they didn't need to. It was just keep ball, keep ball, keep ball. Tactically, a lot better. You can see the Martin effect coming through, and I think it shows with the away fans as well. They came up in good numbers, and sometimes when they did make a mistake trying to play out the ball, there wasn't no groans or anything like that. I think everyone's buying into it now, and you can see that with the players. Sulmane, I've pronounced the name right, haven't I? Even though I said it earlier on, I'm still not convinced I can say it right. He is fantastic. He is definitely someone I'm looking at as an asset. He's electric. I think he's cheaper than Armstrong, and he's classed as a midfielder. They both play in the same position, really, left and right. So yeah, I'll be looking at that. Other than that, we threw Sunderland with a clean sheet. Obviously good for them. No turn for Jack Clark there, unfortunately. And Norwich losing away to Swansea 2-1, but Sarah getting the goal. So I think Middlesbrough winning 2-0, good result for them against an half decent Cardiff side. So they do look like they're turning the corner now. But other than that, is there anything else you two would like to mention?
I was just going to pick up briefly on the Southampton thing, particularly when you're saying tactically. It's very interesting in that you've got Sulemana playing out wide left, and then you look at it for a lot of the game. You've got Armstrong almost playing up front next to Alcaraz, but like from he's sort of allegedly on the right, but he's sort of in field a lot. But I think it's also helped them that what they were doing early in the season was at least one of Walker, Peters and Manning were stepping into midfield. Now that it appears they've sorted the midfield, those two are holding their width much more. It looked like, at least I did watch it on TV, like it just helps balance the team out a bit more, where they're less sort of weak down the wide areas because the players are already there rather than sort of being caught in field.
Yeah, spot on. And I was watching Armstrong quite closely with with him playing midfield before, and then I brought him back in my team because he's on the right. Wanted to see. What I found interesting, because he was shooting my end first off, at the start of the attack, he'll be very wide right. What then happens is Smallbone will come wide from the midfield, from the central midfield. He comes wide with Walker Peters, allowing Armstrong to come inside, and basically he's like a right forward, like as in a right striker. So if people think, Armstrong's not as good assets out wide, I wouldn't worry about that. He looked really good. I know he didn't get a return, but yeah, he looked sharp. Anything else from you two?
No, I don't think so.
No? Right, and let's get straight into the Twitter questions. Have I got them up? Oh, I did have them up. I did. Right, okay, no particular order, just the order that they're showing here. Right, Rob pick the first one. 5 minutes ago, that's why it's changed. Piroe to Armstrong for free, or Swift and Godden to Smodics and Armstrong for a -4. Is it right to be put off by the fact that Angus owns Smodics and Armstrong? So, Angus, I think you're going to have quite a few jokes thrown your way through these questions. I have seen some of them, so... your thoughts on that one, you two? Do you need me to read it out again? I
don't think. No. I know. Rob's asked me this question already, so I know sort of what the question is. As I said, I've watched Leeds' last 2 games, and Piroe's been a little bit of a concern. Whether you want to sell him ahead of this weekend, I'm not sure. If it helps Rob, I am benching Sammy Smodics this weekend. So
bring him in for a -4, then he's going to hold.
There's your return.
Dan, your thoughts?
I don't know. We know Piroe it's one of the best strikers over the last 2 years. I wouldn't be taking him out ahead of Bristol City.
It says a tough
even
one.
After you highlighted how much better defensively they are.
Yeah, but it's Leeds. They can put 3 or 4 past anyone if they click.
It's one of them awkward moves where I'd rather have Armstrong than Piroe all day long. But
it's not worth a transfer.
That's what I mean. Is it worth the transfer? And then to then do a -4 when West Brom looking good at the moment, got good fixtures, so then you're going to lose Swift and you bring your Smodics in, which, I don't think Smodics is a bad asset, but is that worth it? I think I'd just do it for free and then accept that Piroe could score this weekend. Like, it's not like he's definitely not going to score. There is potential that he's going to score maybe 2.
Well, it's like I highlighted with the West Brom thing in terms of Swift is the main man. If you want talisman, Swift is like one of the best examples you can find. So that would sort of make me slightly more reluctant to sell him as well.
Although I heard a stat that Swift has had 5 shots on target and they've all gone in.
Efficient.
That's one way of looking at it, yeah. I found with Swift, though, I wasn't really looking at him closely. I had him in. It was one of them. I don't even know why I got him in. I can't remember why. It was quite a few weeks ago now. But like, you'd be benched, or then you go off on the 60th. Like, you don't know what's going to happen with Corberan. But I do regret selling him. I think I'll be quite good at this game if there was no boosts, and I didn't have to make moves for them, because I took him out to play 2 boosts, and he scored. Well, he's returned in both games since I've sold him, and the players I brought in haven't. So yeah, that's annoying. Rob, I don't think we really answered your question very well there. All 3 really are okay options. I just do the free transfer, I think, but I wouldn't be convinced by it. John Jacob, I don't want to read this question out. Do you want budget buster boosts in the next set or final set of boosts? And then there's another bit of the question which I'll ask after.
I don't know, it'll be easy if it's in the next.
I don't really care which one it comes in.
I think I'd rather it's in set 2, because there's more likely to be doubles in set 3. And my issue with that, I know that sounds stupid, is if it's crap teams doubling, everyone's just going to bring in these, and I don't want to bring in these crap players for a double. So I'd rather have it done in 2.
It's worth it, Jamie, for that boost.
It is to a certain extent, though. But when I know, a couple of years ago, we were on triple Rotherham and stuff. Last year, I can't even remember it, but I know when we had the doubles, I think Huddersfield were in there, were they? People were having Ward up front, and I'm thinking.
Well, that was when they got their own double, when it was just Huddersfield and Blackpool, when they had that random double.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think for me, I'd rather it in 2, but for the chaos 3. But then I know I'll get FOMO and get sucked in by everyone bringing in shit players for this boost, so it's quite annoying. And then can Angus tell us who he started in goal this week?
Hladky.
So, has John got the same keepers as you?
Yeah.
So you'll be going O'Leary?
Yeah.
Right, Luke, Gaffr Irons. If Ipswich win the league, can we get a promise from Dan that he will run the length of Portman Road with his cock out? Sorry if you've got kids. Sorry.
Blame Luke.
Yeah.
Well, the most worrying thing is it's got 7 likes. I just want anyone to be. I just want Ipswich to slowly just fall away, and then my prediction isn't looking quite as bad.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shocker this one is at the moment, because they are looking really good. I think what's more weird though is I'm actually visualising you running the length of Portman Road with your cock out, so that's quite worrying. So I'm going to go on to the next question, which is from Renariad. Who is Angus taking out this week? It could help us all. Angus, they're not being very nice to you.
Luke Ayling.
I'm
not convinced I'm actually taking Luke Ayling out, but I just want to see more people buy Luke Ayling.
Right, the FPL routine. Any tips for a first-time player? Currently 200-ish, with 2 of 3 chips left. I think he means 2 of 3. He's put 2 third chips left. So I'm going to say he's got 2 boosts left, not chips. So that's the first one, FPL routine. This isn't FPL. It's not a bad position to be in, is it? If you've got 2 boosts left
No.
around 200.
Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, it's hard to say without obviously seeing his team. Or she. I don't know if it's a he or she. But I'd say, just look at the fixtures. You got a good week this week coming up with the big teams playing at home. So if you've got home advantage, you could use that. Triple if you've got that. Yeah.
You're probably looking at this weekend and 14. I know those were the 2 weeks that sort of looked good for boosts. So.
Yeah. On paper, those are the fixtures, aren't they? I'm not sure if you're aware either, Routine. You need to use them by game week 15. So, yeah, don't think you can roll them over or anything like that. Sweet Blues 23. If you somehow manage to land with 11 players at home this weekend without planning for it, would you be playing home advantage? Only have 1 boost left and have triple still. Is triple a stronger boost? I'd be having triple myself.
Yeah, I'd play triple. For me, home advantage is on the table because I've already played triple. Triple is the one I'd want to make sure I played.
Yeah, 100%. And like we said, with the fixtures, you could use that this week. Good fixtures, 14's good on paper, but any in between them. Shit about the baby. Play Mumba or Ayling. We've Plymouth got Swansea at home. Leeds, Bristol City, aren't they? It's a tough one, isn't it? Because Ayling could potentially be bench and come on, which would be annoying. But I think I'd go for the upside.
Ayling will start, surely. They've won the game. Mumba will play.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably go Mumba. Yeah.
I think I'd go Ayling, but then be really pissed off when he's benched. So, it's coming. But you can play both. I think both of them are absolutely fine. FPL Hardman. How many lottery tickets should I buy if I got Miyoshi in for home advantage this week? Fair shout, that is. Is he bringing him in for home advantage this week, or he had him?
No, got him in for home advantage in midweek.
Not a bad return. Fair play, that's all I can say.
Yeah.
Get them watch your tickets in. The FPL will never stop. Keep Piroe, Armstrong and Whittaker on home advantage this week, or get Chaplin in or anyone else. So Whittaker Swansea, Armstrong's Rotherham, Piroe Bristol City. I don't think.
I'd just leave that.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Who are Ipswich playing?
Preston.
No,
they've just
I wouldn't touch
They've just played. Oh no, they are. That was last year played Preston, wasn't it? No, I don't think it's worth it. I think Chaplin could do well, but I don't think it's worth the transfer though. Any of them three could haul.
I think Ipswich might struggle against Preston. Just the way they
right, play. Everyone back Ipswich, guys. A Broadhead, Chaplin, triple ups.
1-0 Preston.
Okay, so that's what, 5-1 Ipswich?
Apologies to the Preston fans, you've just been jinxed. FPL Commander. Quite some press with Sulemana over the last 3 games, and Alcaraz looking pretty good in the last game as well. Would it be a good idea to move to one of those for Sarri due to the fixture swing for the Saints?
I mean, as someone who went without Gabriel Sara when I overhauled, I can say it's not an enjoyable thing to do.
Started scoring as well since you've got rid of him. Leanne benched him this week as well for Ayling. It was Ayling or Sara, and Ayling started, so that's quite funny.
I wouldn't advise selling Sara. As good as those sort of Southampton guys look. If you want to get them, find another way.
If you were doing though, if you're playing home advantage this week though, do you think it's a good move? Because if you're playing home, you're getting bench Sarah anyway, aren't you? More than likely.
Yeah, I mean it's better if it's for home advantage. If it's not for home advantage, then I don't like it.
You agree, Dan?
Just fixtures. Leeds, Borough and Sunderland. Well, they're not great, are they?
We lost you halfway through
Southampton have Rotherham. It's not. I think the fixtures are better for Southampton, though, probably.
But
it's just obviously Norwich. Yeah, I don't know.
But let's say he's pretty template. I don't know his team, but let's just say he's pretty template with Dewsbury or Sarri. Let's say he's got Rowe there as the enabler, and then a Leeds midfielder and Clark. Would you go one of the Leeds midfielders, Somerville or James, let's say, to the Southampton midfielder, or you're not going to drop Clark, are you?
No, you're not.
I think, sorry, obviously you'll know the risk, but I don't hate it.
I'm saying this now, but 2 weeks ago, before he scored 2 in a row, I was considering getting rid as well. Not because I think he's bad, but he just, I wanted something more than just base bonus. Try and attack it like the fixtures to get goals. So, yeah, that's an interesting one. FPL Frog. Looking at his rank, does Angus just really hate Freddos?
No, this is the most heartbreaking thing about my disastrous rank. Is like the one time I really cared with the the Freddo League prize, and it's the time that I've sort of brought some sort of ancient mummy's curse on myself or something.
I must say it is the best mini league out there. I wasn't going to join any mini leagues this year other than the cash league, but when I saw a box of Freddos as the prize, I was like, I've got to enter that league. I would be buzzing if I won that.
It's the financial equivalent of winning the lottery as well, given how much Freddos cost.
Yeah, exactly, and see how much smaller they've got as well.
Yeah.
How much do they cost now?
Probably like a £5 each.
Yeah. I bet, aren't they close to like £1?
I think so.
So in London, yeah, £5.
Yeah.
Shocking.
They used to be 10p.
I know.
Yeah.
Used to be great. I used to, at school, have one of them in a chomp in a curly wheelie for all like 30 odd p.
Under £1. Yeah.
Amazing. And then the last part of his question, is Mavididi a sell or a keep on home advantage? Is FPL, is his name Ian?
Yeah.
He says Ian, isn't it? Up. Ian, listen, they're playing Stoke at home. Are you going to sell him before Stoke?
Jamie, list Stoke's fit centre backs.
McNally, the end. Wilmot went off. Wilmot went off injured. Luckily, he did walk off, so I'm hoping he's going to make a miraculous recovery and he's going to be fit to play because Rose is injured as well.
Hoover go to centre back?
Hoover went to centre back at some point, and I still can't pronounce his name from Colchester. Yeah, it wouldn't even surprise me to see something like Hoover play there. Actually, it's I laughed because I messaged the group when I saw him go there, didn't I? In all fairness, he wasn't that bad, but he actually picked up a knock. That's why he went off. I didn't know until I saw today, actually. So, yeah, do not sell Leicester players. Seriously, I'm not exaggerating. I'm not a biased fan. I will openly say how crap we are when we're crap, and I'll openly say how good we are when we're good. We're crap. So, and Leicester are very, very good. So do not do that.
No Stoke.
Yeah, it has got that bit all over it, hasn't it? I'd be buzzing as well because I'll be there. I would be buzzing. Anything less than 4-0, I'll be buzzing with. Gaffr Hoops. Who would you consider the best free attackers for playing home advantage in Game Week 11? And keep up the great work, gents. Thank you very much for your kind words, Gaffr Hoops. So we'll give you a good answer.
I assume that's forwards.
Free attackers. Well, we'll go with free forwards.
Just
one of the lead strikers, right?
I'd have Rutter.
Yeah, 100%. Chaplin and Armstrong.
Yeah, Armstrong
against Preston.
Is this the anti-Ipswich agenda you got going, or just you generally think Preston will do well there?
Preston, who are just shipping goals for fun.
Yeah, but they played two good sides. They're now playing Ipswich. Now you could be right. I don't hate
two good sides and then Ipswich.
Tank, you're going to make a lot of enemies in Ipswich. You are.
It's all right. I know on Twitter everyone's bookmark it.
That is going to come back. That is going to be fun to watch. I think also it's a shame. We were on about it before the pod, like Vardy or Iheanacho. It's a shame you don't know which one's playing or who's going to start.
I'd punt in Iheanacho.
I'd punt on him to come on the 75th minute and still score two. So that's my confidence for it.
You mean by the time McNally's gone off injured as well?
Ipswich obviously good. Broadheads obviously hopefully we'll find out tomorrow or today as the listeners will be listening to this probably. If he's in the team, him and Chaplin good. I'd say Piroe's still a good option. I prefer Rutte, but Rutte and Piroe.
I've got Matty Godden.
Norwich at home, yeah, they're not travelling well at the moment, are they? Norwich.
Yeah, but
since I've brought in
Matty Godden is doing almost literally nothing.
And I know that because I brought him in. Since I brought him in, Sims has got 2 goals.
Ellis Sims.
That's a good shout.
And Gibson.
Yeah, but I think we've definitely gone over the 3. Right. Jasker and Singh. Given the dirt, what's dearth mean, Angus? I normally ask you what words mean.
Lack.
So given the lack of defenders, that's a nice word, that is. I'm going to use that word tomorrow. They're going to think I saw the dictionary. Given the dearth of defenders, suggest 1 each in cheap, mid, and premium price categories other than Leif Davis. So we'll go 1 cheap, 1 mid-priced, and 1 premium.
Is that for home advantage or?
He doesn't say. He just says given the dearth of defenders. I'm well impressed with that word.
Yeah. So cheap, I'll just say Kakai. QPR are not good, but you've got like a 4.0 or maybe he's gone up to like
4.1. I think he is now.
Defender who is starting. So it's sort of like it sort of feels obvious almost to say him.
Yeah, I think we both agree with that one. We're done. Is it cheap?
Yeah, I've got Kakai. I might play him this week.
I shouldn't laugh. He's doing actually right for points, but it's still funny.
Mid price is tougher. Does
Perry and G for me. What would you say mid price is? 5.5. I know he's 5.6, but say around 5.5.
5.5. Sort of between almost 5 and 6.
Yeah, I like Perry and G. He'd be mid price one. There isn't a lot, is there? Mumbai could be one.
May for me.
Who?
May.
Yeah, good shout.
I'm going to say Trey Hume just because he's done a very nice job since I brought him in. So
yeah, 5.5 as well. He is. Yeah, that's a good one. And your premium, not many are up there in the top of defenders. Manning.
Yeah.
Kyle Walker-Peters for me. Manning. I don't think Manning's that good. I don't.
I'm going to say, because he's come in the team, I'm going to just completely throw it off and say James Justin.
Yeah, nice shouts.
Legend.
Maiden Luton. Yeah, so that's that one. Next question. Vamos Leeds Carajal. I think I got that right. Apologies if I didn't. Best Stansfield replacements, 2.3 in the bank. Cheers, lads. So what is Stansfield? He is 5.6, and how much has he got in the bank? 2.3. So 7.9. It depends who he's got. I don't know who he's got. That's the problem. But I think it's probably the same answer as what we say every week. Ipswich forwards, Plymouth forwards. They'd be the ones you look at, wouldn't they?
Yeah, probably.
Can't see many better options.
Just to really mix it up. I'm just going to throw, because he's sort of, his minutes to goal ratio is the best in the league at the moment. Tommy Conway.
What did he get 2 in midweek? Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably say Ipswich, Plymouth then for that. Just Singh. Another question. Okay, he's got 2 boosts, not chips and brackets. I like this guy. Comes up with good words.
I was waiting for you to see this question.
Oh, yeah. So he's got 2 boosts left to play, and he's thinking home advantage in 11, in triple, and 14. Any better opportune window? This guy's a clever guy. Any other better opportune window? Is he clever, or is he just making up fancy words to try and impress me?
It's a little bit more sort of. It's not quite as good there.
You don't impress Angus Jaskaran. I would be buzzing if I had 2 boosts left with triple.
Yeah, I was about to say, when you said home advantage 11, triple, 14, yeah.
That'd be the strategy I'd go down.
Absolutely.
100%, yeah. What a guy. I don't know what rank he is. He's ranked like 2.5k now. Just so I'm not as jealous.
Maybe he's down near me.
Yeah. Right. Best FPL. It's nice to see some FPL accounts playing a proper game. I like it when I see the FPL accounts in the questions. My plan was always to do... Oh, I heard myself echo then. My plan was always to do Swift and Keane to Smodics and Armstrong this game week. With Swift's form and fixtures, would you do Piroe to Armstrong instead? It's basically the same as Rob Peck, isn't it?
Get rid of Keane.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Just get rid of Will Keane.
Yeah, Will Keane, definitely. I'm guessing, though, because he's using Swift as part of that, he needs the money to get to Armstrong, because that's the situation I was in as well. So, do you think it's... Well, we've spoke about Swift last week, and we spoke about him briefly tonight, but do you think Armstrong is worth, like, you've got to bring him in for Rotherham at home?
I don't think it's 100%. You're not going to get much better fixtures than Rotherham at home, but like we've seen with some of these other fixtures, it can go sort of either way. Sometimes we brought players in because they've had an amazing game and they've done nothing. Sometimes we brought players in because they have an amazing game and they've hauled. It can sort of go either way. But on paper, you don't get many better games than Rotherham at home.
And I think with the issue of having Will Keane in there, it might be worth doing it, like losing Swift just to get to Armstrong, just because you got Will Keane in your team. Otherwise, I'm going to guess, I hate doing this because I can't see the teams, but he's got some form of Ipswich or Plymouth forwards in there.
Yeah.
As enabler, but if he hasn't, that could be a route to go down instead of losing Swift. Agree, Dan?
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
Perfect. Last question. Ruan Reynolds. Well, lads, which 3 players and which game week before 16 or 15 would you recommend for triple? So we're thinking 11 and 14 as the best ones, really.
So.
See, Leeds in 14 have got Huddersfield at home.
Rutter or Somerville, Chaplin or Broadhead, and Dewsbury Hall against QPR in 14.
QPR at home is shocking. So I think 14 would be the better one for triple, wouldn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Right, and that is all the questions that I can see. So that's all I'll be reading out. I think that's a wrap. I think this is going to be the shortest ever podcast we've done. We've just gone 40 minutes. Obviously, it's a quick turnaround, so by the time this gets released late tonight, Angus, maybe?
Should be tonight.
Yeah, / tomorrow morning. So you've got a few hours to get that down. Yeah, I hope it's helpful. And then we'll be back on Sunday, won't we, to review Game Week 11?
Yes.
Yeah. Anything that we've missed? Anything you'd like to cover?
I don't think it makes a difference to most people, but just to remind everyone that it's an international break after this weekend.
God, honestly, I hate them. I hate them with a passion. The only positive thing from it is because I don't watch the internationals. I don't watch any games at all. It allows me to catch up on all the TV shows that I've abandoned, because now, since you started this stupid Super League pod, I've got right into it. I decide I need to watch a lot of European games, and so I've abandoned Leanne for the last 3 weekends because I've been watching every game possible that's on the TV. I'm going to catch up on a load of TV shows, so that'll be good. And it's 2 weeks of not watching Stoke, so I won't be miserable.
Yeah.
Before we welcome Sunderland to town, the Alex Neil derby. But yeah, right, we won't waffle on. Remember to give this a like and all that jazz. I'm not going to beg you to do it this week. I know I sounded desperate last week, but give us a 5-star and all that crap. And we will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.